Hello and good morning. Thank you all for being here. This is an exciting time for my family and friends and all those who've supported our campaigns in the past. Today, I'm announcing my candidacy for the office of the 6th Congressional District of Minnesota. The priorities for my life relate specifically to my faith first, my family, my work, and then my commitment to public service. I want to take a few moments to introduce my family, my wife, Jamie, who was one of the first to say, John, you ought to take a serious, close, and hard look at this congressional race. My sons, Daniel, who was not able to be here today, but then my sons, Matthew and David, both have taught Jamie and I, all three of them have taught Jamie and I the joy of raising boys in the 6th District. My mother and father, David and Grace Pederson, who have supported every endeavor that I've chosen to pursue with advice and encouragement. In our home growing up, I learned that with faith, hard work, perseverance, a commitment to education, that there is little that can be accomplished. I'm also joined by my brother Mark and his family, Carissa, my sister Karen, and my sister Beth was not able to be here this morning as well. This whole family and all these friends have joined us today, a day that's very exciting for us. I also need to thank Gary Marsden, Chairman, Jeff Gow, President of Marco, and their team here for making this event possible. We are so glad that they chose to call St. Cloud and Minnesota home. I also want to take a moment, I see a few elected officials here that I want to recognize as well. First, we have Representative Tice. We have former Representative Banyan, and of course, former Lieutenant Governor Joanne Benson, who I'll tell you, I'm so grateful to have the support of the Bensons and Joanne and their family. It means a lot, and certainly we have Mayor Kleiss here as well, well known in our community, and I want to make sure I recognize those officials that are here. Many of you know I currently serve in the Minnesota Senate. I'm a husband and a father who's chosen to raise our family in this district. My children go to school in St. Cloud. My wife's a registered nurse at the St. Cloud Hospital. I was born in Glencoe, Minnesota. I was raised in Buffalo on a farm just northwest of town in Maple Lake Township. We visit there often. That's where my parents still live today. I grew up attending the Buffalo Covenant Church and graduated from Monticello High School. My roots in this congressional district run deep, and I'm very, very proud to call it home. I have very strong beliefs about the future of our country. I believe that I have the qualifications that will enable me to effectively represent the interests of the people in the 6th Congressional District. I will uphold our country's values that are spelled out clearly in our Constitution. I have experience in manufacturing and agriculture and the environment. My work as a small business person, my service on the St. Cloud City Council, and currently my service as a Minnesota State Senator, all have prepared me to effectively confront the critical issues facing our great state and our nation. I am not a career politician. I believe it is necessary and important for that the person who seeks to be the next congressional representative from this district, they must state their positions and beliefs on key issues facing our nation. The residents of this district and many active Republicans who participate in this process need to know where their candidates stand. I love to campaign. I love to meet the residents I hope to serve. Many of you know we've won 4 elections in the last 6 years here in a district that many know can be very difficult for Republicans. Central Minnesota has a lot of challenges, and we faced those head-on as an elected official. And I can do that for the 6th District as well.
Woo!
You may ask why this has happened. I believe it's because I've been able to show residents that they can trust me. We know that we will not always agree, but you can trust me to be fair. I want to represent the constituents I aspire to serve in a manner that they can be proud of. I want to represent their point of view on the House floor. and I want you to be proud of me in how I choose to serve you. I am a Republican and I'm a conservative. As your candidate for Congress, it's my job to show all the people of the 6th District why conservative values are for everyone. Friends, they are for everyone, not just Republicans. Conservative values are for everyone. I will work hard for responsible fiscal and tax policy that will create jobs and grow jobs in this economy. I want to reduce this dangerous deficit. This deficit that currently threatens and confronts our nation. It threatens the next generation and our economic vitality. As a citizen of this great country, I cannot stand aside and watch a $16.7 trillion debt and an unemployment rate of 7.6% cripple. And I mean cripple this country. As a citizen of this great country, I cannot stand aside and watch the President and the current Congress support a 2013 budget that spends $3.8 trillion. And we're only bringing in, this budget raises revenue of only $2.9 trillion. Neighbors, that's a $900 billion deficit bill that's being added to our deficit in one single budget year. And this cannot continue. Our government should not be spending more than what is coming in. If this continues, we will not see a healthy economy that has opportunities for every worker. I believe and think that most residents believe we must reverse this perilous fiscal course that our nation is on. Do not, please let this continue. If we do, we harm the futures of our most precious resource, our children, our grandchildren, and our children yet to be born. Children yet to know and learn what it is to be an American. In Congress, I will focus on legislation and policies that will grow the American economy, create jobs, and make sure that we are competitive in a global market as well as our marketplaces right here in our hometowns. I will work to rein in the federal agencies that seem to have forgotten who they work for. You, the hardworking taxpayer. We need policies that will bring certainty and confidence to our fragile economy, policies that encourage hiring and consumer spending. When this happens, we'll have an economy that grows, where jobs are created for our new workers and the residents of this great country. If we do this, we will raise more revenue, putting this country in a position to pay its debts, reduce this deficit. In my experience as a state senator with tax and budget issues that Minnesotans faced just a few months ago, they'll be put to good use in Congress. In January of 2011, I was part of a legislature that balanced the state budget without raising taxes. And you know what the result was. We had a Minnesota economy that grew, revenue increased. You just heard yesterday, we're ending the fiscal year with over a $450 million surplus. It's going directly to our schools. You know why? Because we created jobs. We had a greater number of our residents going back to work. Our job creators had stability and they had predictability. Because Minnesotans know you cannot spend your way to prosperity. And I will be the congressman that delivers that message to Washington. I will support a strong national defense for our country that protects our homeland, and I will support the men and women that guard and protect our nation and have given us the freedoms that we enjoy today. If elected, I will work to repeal Obamacare. This legislation that was passed, it was passed with no debate, no amendments on the House floor. Please understand, this is a big government nightmare. It's $1 trillion. It's $1 trillion job-killing policy. This is clearly demonstrated by the recent action from the President to waive the implementation of this legislation until 2015, even which now we know is being called into question. Even the Democrat author of the bill in the Senate, Senator Max Baucus from Montana, has called the implementation of this bill, and I quote, an impending train wreck. We cannot expect a vibrant economic recovery until this issue of national health care is solved and is behind us. Congress needs to work with the states to implement reforms that are affordable and market-driven. I want to be your next congressman, and as we move forward with this campaign, it's my job to show the residents that my core beliefs, my values, and my philosophy of government are consistent with those held by the people of the 6th District. As your congressman, I will be committed to the legislative process. I'll be committed to the Constitution. The Constitution will be my guide, evaluating the facts with research and common sense. We can have a thoughtful and fact-based disagreements on the issues and still provide a more civil and positive environment in Congress. Recently, I was reminded by the words of Abraham Lincoln when he was dedicating the Gettysburg Cemetery. He said that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from earth. My hope is that Lincoln's words may always be our hope and prayer for America and our future. We cannot take for granted and must always follow the fundamental principles that were laid down by our founding fathers. They established a nation that provided a representative and a constitutional government. A government that provides liberty, freedom of religion, the right to bear arms, and the protection of the rights of our citizens from an overreaching government. As our campaign begins to grow and expand today, I hope to earn your support with an honest campaign, hard work, and representation that you can be proud of. Thank you for being here today. I will look forward to seeing you all on our campaign trail very, very soon. Thank you.